Yeah. What are you looking at, young whippersnapper? It's Dr. Silverhair here, the comic collector. I hear it's Halloween, so I figured I'd show some stuff off that's around my house year round. Every day is Halloween. Show you a little collection there. My wife's little Dracula pillow. Picture of dogs that were painted by a friend, and ours was the ugly child, the unwanted child, the brown one. But a friend painted that for us, and we got that after the litter was given out to everybody. This is the wife's vampire Dracula area. Yeah, little vampires vintage cover that I had commission done on. The wife's niece painted her that little purple picture in the corner. And of course some things she still has. I made her that Dracula thing that says Den die Taten Reiten Schnell, which is basically for the dead, travel fast, is what that means. But yeah, this is her Dracula collection of just Dracula books. She has around 100 or so of those, and then some lots of oddballs, runoffs, all that stuff. I figured I'd sit down here and take a look at some of the things around here. Hopefully you're seeing it all right. I can't tell with this camera what you're actually seeing. I love this Universal Monsters Dracula pop they came out with finally. Count Orloc's alright too. This guy looks like he's a double-sided bat, but yeah, she's got lots of her little bats. And of course, we support the Bat Sanctuary, and her parents gave her that Wild Republic bat this year. But yeah, it's interesting, all these different ones. These ones up here are her junk journals that she makes. If anybody ever wants one, you can check with me about pricing and stuff, but just basically makes the books, puts them together, puts all kinds of fun stuff in there. Cards, pictures, different, lots of, these are all her vampire ones that she decided to keep herself, be selfish about. She's gonna kick my ass if I destroy her area. But yeah, she does a really good job with these. And just tons of fun things. She's got some of my artwork in there, I see. But yeah, they got little compartments, all kinds of fun things in them. And she uses old books for the outside of them. You can see she's got lots of them back there that, oops. She's gonna yell at me when she watches this video. I didn't tell her that I was recording that. This Vampire Sangria came out this year. Comes with all the goodies inside it. You just dump this one, you just got to add red wine. She got me one that I just had to add tequila to. It wasn't that great. Basically, it was straight up tequila with some dried fruit in it. I love that bust back there. I got to figure out which side the camera's on. Okay, it looks like this side, so hopefully you're getting the imagery. She's got a big book here that she put together, but I'm not going to pull that one out because that'll probably be a pain in the butt to figure out. But yeah, there's quite a few little Draculas. And it's like, it just amazes me that you can come up with this many different versions. I love some of these old ones. This Ted Tiller Count Dracula play book that she picked up. Here's I believe this is the first edition Dracula, Bram Stoker. Gossip and Dunlap. To my dear friend, Hami Bag. Copyright 1897. That's cool. Make a big mess. I don't even remember, was this down here? It fits. Yeah, all those ones down there. The Tarot of Blood Dracula. Dracul. Dracula the Undead. It's like... Then these ones... Oh, this one I don't think it is. We did do back a couple Dracula Kickstarters. Like this Lugosi box. Don't think I can... Thought she had it where it was open. I thought it had the magnetic flap. Got the magnetic flap to it. Ah, come on. Sit there nicely so I don't break it. But yeah, I love that Bela Lugosi figure in there. And a nice little sideshow stuff on the side for it. Got this little Dracula zip up. I love the way this book looks. All felt covered. That's a compartment book. Yeah, as you can see. Powers it. So she does have some other ones in here, but they're mostly based off the original Dracula. A lot of Bram Stoker versions. Now she's got a couple of the original first edition ones, but I'm not going to go through, and she's got to dust her area. It's like Bram Stoker's all dusty. What the heck, woman? Get out the duster. But yeah, I figured I'd show off the wife's Dracula collection. It's always fun. It's up year round though, so we don't. Halloween is every day for us. Gotta find the thing I dropped. Cover up the mess I made. He's not even standing up anymore. Oh well, I'll deal with him some other time. I don't think we have any other. Yeah, the rest of the horror stuff is pretty much downstairs. I don't feel like doing that at the moment. So we will see what else we can come up with here and talk about. Because today is Halloween after all. And you gotta have fun with Halloween. Let's see. Get myself readjusted. Dr. Silverhair disappeared. He ran away. He heard we were talking to youngins. He can't stand those youngins any more than I can. Huh. You having a show without me? Huh? Can't be doing that on Halloween. You gotta have a clown at the party. Yeah. Nothing like a happy clown to make your day. Hey. What's that behind you? You don't see him now, but he's gonna be there later. Alright. Let's see, what did we do this week since this is the weekly Under the Cowl of MS episode. I did put one out that came out, I think, at the beginning of this week, but it was supposed to be for last week. I just totally forgot about it. That's why I got behind on that. Not a baseball fan as far as watching them and stuff like that. I was into it when I was a kid and stuff, but the World Series was this week. Didn't catch any of it until last night. I turned Turned Fox on just to see what was up with the weather, but the game was still playing when it came on. And it was just going into the 9th inning, and just so happened the Dodgers made a comeback last night, beat the Yankees to win the World Series. So at least I caught the end of it. Didn't have to watch all the other boring episodes. But yeah, not a huge baseball fan. Loving my hockey and football. Hockey season's getting all ready to get launched. I don't know if we finished preseason off yet or not, but been catching some good Avalanche games over preseason, which I've been happy to see, because without having any type of platform for hockey, about the only time I catch is when they have games on TNT. Usually like Tuesdays and Thursday nights they do big runs, but we did get a big box of Svengoolie stuff this week. So if you like Svengoolie, check out those episodes. I also got my Svengoolie glow in the dark. It's like a reaction figure, but way more expensive. I thought I was getting something bigger. But yeah, check those episodes out. Those are fun. Lots of fun goodies in the Sven bag. I did get a freebie in the mail from, I don't know why they shipped this stuff separately. Let's see if I can get these on here right. We got Spawn of Svengoolie, Me TV pin. We also got Kerwin kicking it in his coffin. Or just a coffin with a Sven's hat, a rubber chicken, and some type of other thing on the ground with the Me TV logo. And then Sven with his rubber chicken. And then the Me TV logo on there. But yeah, those are a nice little freebie that came in the mail separately. Wish we would have got something for doing Spawn of Svengoolie, because I got on the show twice. Once edited. They didn't like my jokes. I thought they were simple. I know I posted the actual video on my YouTube channel a ways back. Just look up Spawn of Svengoolie if you want to find out about that one. We did have... Oh yeah. We do have a couple of those goofy poems left. So let's see what's left in here that I was reading on other episodes this month. See if it ends with any good ones. We got Frank Dines Out. Bolts in the neck are a drag, for they cause the spaghetti to snag. It tickles like heck, all hung up in his neck, and it threatens to make Frankie gag. It threatens to make Frankie gag. Ingesting a hunk of fresh liver is enough to make this monster shiver. His esophagus freezes, his trachea wheezes, and his stomachs, all three, start to quiver. His stomachs and knees start to quiver. Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, the buggy stew. 16 shiny centipedes, rentipedes, tentipedes. 16 fancy centipedes were dancing in a row. 20 mashed potato bugs, battle bugs. 20 squished potato bugs were humming rather low. Jump they did into a pot, pinto a pot, winto a pot. Jump they did into a pot to the soupy down below. Now 36 yummy bugs, tummy bugs, funny bugs. Now 36 squirmy bugs star in the dinner show. That'd be a good one for the Oogie Boogie Man. We got the werewolf slob. I fear the werewolf is a slob. I heard this from my cousin Bob. He eats a lot of candy when he's feeling rather weird, and then he tucks wrappers in his beard, and when it's breezy, the beard gets cleared again. Except for that marshmallow jelly bean glob, which is why the werewolf is a slob. Yeah, that one was laid out weird. Didn't play out good. But yeah, that's it. Actually, they have something on the back here called Hungry. Did you know that there is a special place where monsters go to eat? Just how many heads does Chef Morlock's one-headed, two-headed stew contain? Oh, I'm guessing these are just teaser questions to what the poems are going to be later on. Are toadwitches served with lettuce and tomato or just jam? The answers to these and other monstrous questions are just inside. And if you're not too easily spooked, we have reserved a special place for you at the nearest dungeon. Would you like to see a menu? that can go into the little free library down somewhere when we're running around tomorrow. Drop that off so some kids can have some Halloween fun, even though today's the last day of the month, Halloween. What's up, Doc? Let's go party. That reminds me, I'm done with my sugar flush. So now I can sit there and have a drink. Well, I could have drank my tequila during the sugar flush since there's no sugar in it. No bad sugars, no other than the guava, which isn't bad. It's good for you, especially if you're diabetic. So if you're a diabetic and you like to drink, take up tequila. Don't take my word for it, though. I'm not a doctor. But the only reason I couldn't is because I couldn't have my little wedge of lemon on the side, but don't need it all the time. It just makes it taste a little better in the end. Let's see, what else do I want to go over? We checked out Beverly Hills Cop 1 to 4. I finally got a dang HDMI cable that works with our new 4K TV, which I don't have nothing 4K. I didn't want 4K, but the deal was there. So for what I paid for a 65-inch TV, I would have paid for about a 30-inch TV. So I couldn't pass it up, but I didn't need the stupid 4K part of it. Because I'll never have anything that's 4K related unless one of my platforms plays stuff in 4K. And my Xbox does. It got games on it, but that's on my older TV, so that wouldn't matter anyways, and they still play even though they are 4K games. But let's see, what else? We watched Beverly Hills 1 through 3 on DVD to get caught up on them again, just to rewatch them. Still hold up. Still lots of fun. I love those movies. And then we watched the fourth one, Foley or whatever it's called. Beverly Hills Cop 4, Foley. Has his daughter in it and stuff. They did a great job portraying her in there and putting them together without making it all argumentative and weird. You got to keep it comedy, and they did an awesome job with the comedy. We were kind of wondering how they had the same soundtrack on every movie, if they're like the only movie franchise that ever did that, because I don't recall any other one that constantly played those songs over and over. But the only, I guess you could call it, horror movie I got in This week was six-headed shark, or six-headed shark attack, which if you missed out on two-headed shark attack, three-headed shark attack, four-headed shark attack, and five-headed shark attack, well, you're not going to be lost. Because they explain it in this movie anyways. And this one was the stupidest of them all. Of course, the later they get, the worse they get. But it explains in there how whenever the shark gets damaged, it grows another head if it doesn't get killed. Because where the shark is found is where some scientists are working on it and stuff. And that's how we got the two-headed, three-headed, four-headed, five-headed sharks prior to this. And then this one had two heads in the front and two heads on each side. That made up the six heads. So imagine about 30-foot great whites, half their body from the midsection up to the head were connected to one giant shark vessel body. And so you had a good 15, 30, you had a good about 40, probably a 40 to 50 foot long shark, 35 to 45 foot long shark, with all these heads on it, which made it probably a good 30 foot wide. And moments of this movie, two heads would pop up through a little diving square that they had cut in their bottom of their boat. And so at that point, the heads were about the size of a human. And then you'd go to the deeper cuts where they're in the deeper parts of the ocean. Then the shark's really big. Then most of the movie, they're running in 2-3 feet of water or on a beach, and the shark's still coming after them, jumping out of the water, landing on them, eating them. At one point, you got a couple that are getting back together, talking it out, standing in the sand, and they're a good 50 yards, if not further, from the ocean itself. And the shark comes out of the water, and the heads on the side are doing the walking part, helping it move forward, and it's going really slow, just dragging its body a few inches or a few feet at a time. And these two people are like, "Oh, look," and they just stood there. And, "Oh, look," and just keep pointing at it and looking at it, while the other people are probably 30, 40 yards from them, further up on the beach, watching them. And it's like, all they had to do was walk away. And the shark was so slow, but instead they just stayed there until the shark finally got close enough to grab the one guy's arm or leg, and then she falls into it. It just, at that point, I was completely done. That was just such a stupid movie, but I watched all the other ones, so I had to watch that one. And then we got, I'm gonna finish this off with our Boktober drawing thing that we joined up with. Today's the final day, and today's theme for October 31st is pumpkin. So we got Pumpkin Man. So he had to pop on the show to show what a pumpkin looks like for the 31st day of the drawing session, and then we're going to show you what we put out. So we'll be right back with this show. Alright. See if I can think I have them somewhat in order. Pretty much. And it's best to go on the Instagram, my Instagram for Under the Cowl of MS, and then you can check out the individual days and see the final one put together a little bit better than because I won't be able to do that what I did on by laying it out by showing you it. But I get the list here of what the days were, so I get them in order right. Day 1 was chicken. So I did 2 chickens, stole the farm tractors, decided to play chicken. Basically a play off of Footloose. On the back you can see I originally started with 2 chickens on skateboards playing chicken. So I figured that would be more realistic than a couple chickens hopping on 2 tractors and driving the tractors around the farm. But the wife liked the tractor idea better, just because I'm guessing because of the whole Footloose play and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go that route. And I'm glad I did, because it came out nicer than I thought. I should have finished both of the pictures. There are pictures that I did other versions of stuff that I was gonna do, but then I noticed, I didn't notice, I realized that since this was more of a cartoony contest, I wanted to stick with more cartoon style, chicken related stuff. Chicken and pumpkin related stuff, because I basically played off Brian's two main characters, at least I assume they're his main characters, that he does, his Hot Wing of Justice and his Pumpkin Dude. So I wanted to play off those mostly. So some of the other images, the alternate images that I was going to do, were a little more adultish, not as cartoony fun as what I decided to go with. And then day 2 was birthday, which I found out that Charlie Brown's first appearance in Peanuts was October 2nd, 1950. So I did a happy birthday with the Hot Wing of Justice lighting the cake with his little hot wing there. And Charlie Brown, you got Snoopy peeking up from under the table, wanting some snacks too. I got Snoopy's little buddy on the cake there with Snoopy's house. But yeah, I really like that one. That one was one of my tops. Actually, I liked them all. I'm very happy with what I ended up thinking up each day. It was rough. There were a few prompts that I wasn't sure about. Day 3 was underdog, so I decided to do the standard underdog flying through the air image that you see in a lot in cartoons and stuff. And then I just made the underdog character is Joe Cool instead of actual underdog, even though they do look very similar. But then the ring's usually all gold and embossed, but I decided to go with the gold and black with Charlie Brown's colors. So that's why I went that route. I gotta take a swig. I should have made a pot of coffee before I did this. I tried to do a Mask a Day comic book horror comic review. I had a stack of horror comics laid out, but as you can see, my stacks have got out of hand. So I gotta get those organized and put away. Get them CLZ'd. So that's why I couldn't find the ones that I had set aside for October, but thankfully I got a shipment in just prior to all this, so I was able to go ahead and do quite a few horror related stories that I did reviews for with masks on each day. There were a couple days I missed, but then like yesterday I threw a couple out. There were a couple days I doubled up and stuff. But alright, next day was taco. So I made a hot wing chicken taco. Why not? That one's pretty self-explanatory. And then we had Weatherbane. So this chicken is not part of the Weatherbane. He actually just got scared during a storm and landed on the Weatherbane, and now he's scared because he doesn't know how to get down. But he is my little Ice Wing of Justice character. His wing is a cold wing instead of a hot wing. Hopefully none of these characters offended Brian. I just had fun playing with them. And then we had Cross. So, of course, I have to get a vampire in there. So we got our vampire chicken with our little Cross dude. And the vampire chicken's like, oh no, there's a Cross. So yeah, I thought that was a cute idea for that one. And then we had, mood. So we got to jump to the big pages now. So we did some stuff on bigger pages, some stuff on the smaller pages. But for mood, I decided to make the Moodiverse. We have all these different moods, faces on the different planets in this Moodiverse. So you got your love, your fear, your happiness, you're scared, just all kinds of different mood looks to the characters. Then I tried to put the colors with the moods to try and give them colors that would fit their different moods. Like you got the deep, depressed, darker ones, and then you got the happier, brighter ones and stuff. But yeah, that was a fun one to come up with. Suppose I can set the bigger ones in a separate pile. Next up we had Hero, and at first I was thinking superheroes, doing something like that. But then I thought about it for a while, and one of the characters that was always a hero to me, no matter what he did, reading his stories and stuff, was always Usagi Yojimbo. So I decided to do a silhouette of Usagi Yojimbo standing on top of that little bridge type thing. I can't think of what those are called. Standing in front of Mount Fuji with a couple, not swans, cranes flying through the sky. Just all the representation of Usagi Yojimbo that I thought would work perfect for it. And then we have day 9 was musical. And I'm sitting there going through, it's like, should I do Grease? Should I do Rocky Horror Picture Show? I wanted to do something Halloween-y, so Rocky Horror Picture Show was going to be the one I was going to do. But then when I seen the DVD image for Little Shop of Horror, the Rick Moranis one, I liked that it had the 3 characters up top, and I could do a play on those characters. Because it's like the pumpkin guy is in the spot where, is it John Goodman? His character was there. And then this character was Steve Martin's little biker character. I decided to make him off of Rice Christopher, making a little Franken Christopher. And then Goji Nana, that Art Baltazar can never find. I figured he'd fit in for the girl character. And then Rick Moranis' character is the chicken, and of course you gotta have Seymour. And I like that cover, and I just called it the Little Barn of Horrors instead of the Little Shop of Horrors. I thought that was a fun play on that. And then we got comic. And I'm like, well, do I make a comic book? Do I do, it's like, then I'm like, why not have a little pumpkin dude reading one of his first comics? And it's a comic about pumpkins that it's basically, the image is just based off Brian's book that he did called, what the heck is it called? Pumpkin, I don't know, I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it was just a the imagery on the cover of that is from his book, and I just love that character. He's just a happy little kid pumpkin enjoying a comic book about similar characters that he can feel himself in. Just lets himself be part of the story, so that's cool. And then day 11 was Narwhal, and it's like, narwhal? Huh? What am I supposed to do coming up with a narwhal? What the heck does that have to do with Halloween? Because I wanted to try and keep stuff Halloween related for October, but yet there are a couple that I didn't keep Halloweeny enough, like one of the next ones coming up. But I decided to do a pumpkin narwhal. And he's got like a little green narwhal spike coming out, and a little pumpkin texture to him. But yeah, my little pumpkin. Pumpkin wall, whatever you want to call it. But this one, next one, is pink. This one I didn't really give it a Halloweeny thing, and it's like I'm kind of mad now that I didn't, instead of the acorn, put something like a piece of pumpkin in Tippy Toe's hand. But when I think pink, I always think Tippy Toe, just with her pink scarf from Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. So I know I got a weird pointy tail, but it's because my doing finishing drawings for a few months and just doing sketches, my wrist is popping like crazy while doing these. So it's like the beginning ones, I was having lots of problems with that pen popping around. And it's like I got kind of like a demonic Tippy Toe that I sketched out earlier. That's on the back of the page. So like I said, the back of these will have images that got pushed on from the ones behind them, or sketches that I started with and decided to change it up. Next is Swift. Now when you think Pink and Swift, I thought about doing Pink the singer and then Taylor Swift for that one, but ended up only using Taylor Swift. But I got silhouette of Taylor Swift on stage singing her songs, while two buddies, Hot Wing and the Pumpkin character, are hanging out at the concert, living it up, having a blast. And then if you look at all the characters in the thing, you got like robots, monsters, and there's Pinhead, there's a clown, that would be it, that would be Frankenstein, you had Frankenstein's bride, you had Elvira, you had the Blob, and there's all kinds of characters in there. Vampires and witches and Draculas and all kinds of stuff. But that's what I decided to do for Swift. Then for dessert, I made my pumpkin pie family. This is the first introduction into something that's gonna finish off in the end. Now these characters are normal. It's a normal family of pumpkins. You got the husband, or you got the husband and the wife, the son and the daughter. The son's being all goofy. The dad's pissed off at the son. The mom's like, yeah, let them be kids. Sister's like, you're a dork. Yeah, that was fun. And then we go to Wildflowers. I'm like, Wildflowers, should I do a hippie scene? Should I do a chicken that's totally stoned rolling around in a field of flowers, or what? But then I'm like, flowers are beautiful, and then there's death that everybody's afraid of, so why not bring two different aspects of beauty together and give you a skull with wildflowers growing out of it. And then you got like the chicken's little red dangle balls under his neck, and little chicken hood spikes represented by those red flowers, and then just a group of flowers on the side. But I really love the way that skull came out. It's like I would personally tattoo that on myself, or get it tattooed on myself. That would be a style of artwork I would have hanging for my tattoo parlor back in the day. Then the next day was lucky, and I'm like, you can do like gambling, you can do all this different thing, betting, sport betting, winning something, all that stuff. But they have Japanese have a lucky cat that's pretty much a statue that you'll see around. And I say, why not make our own version, a chicken version? Almost kind of Irish style with the 4-leaf clover and stuff. And just figured, what the heck. I thought that was a cute idea. And then, I love this one. I don't have... I'm going to finish the other image for this because I made the more realistic image also. But then as I'm drawing it up, I'm like, well, why am I doing this? I should be doing something with chickens or something like that for October. And my thing got cut off. What was it called? Union. Yeah, day 17 was Union. So I did a chicken Jekyll and Hyde. Got the beaker with the stuff just misting up in the air, separated into two sides of the two separate faces. You got the big scary Hyde face and then the normal chicken face. That's another one I just loved. I mean, I'd get that one tattooed on. And then the 18th was Cap, and this is another teaser for our last day, but you'll see a character coming out of a sewer cap. Coming out of the sewers, working its way out of the sewers. And it's just, I like that. The old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style. In and out of the sewers scenes. Then we had Bell. And I'm like, instantly thought Hell's Bells with AC/DC. But then I'm like, Dinner Bell and all this stuff's going through my head. I'm like, so I went with the DC Bell logo from one of their titles. Has the lightning on and stuff, but I didn't like their lightning layout because it almost looked well, no, I'm not even gonna say what it almost looked like, but it was a bad image layout when I was thinking about it, so I had to fix some things up. But yeah, I made it a Rooster's Hot Bell of Justice dinner bell, and it's just ringing away with the flames all over. And then the rooster top and stuff on top of the bell. I figured fit perfectly for it. And then we had waffle. Instantly you think chicken and waffles when you're doing a chicken theme. So you got chicken with hanging out with his waffle buddy, and then he accidentally dumped some syrup on him, and he's like, hey, that looks good, and let me get that syrup off you there, buddy. He's gonna eat the waffle. And next up we had Wonder, which we go to the big sheet again. And this one had me stumped. I can't even think of what I went back and forth on. I did have some oddball sketches I was working on. But then I'm like, Wonder Bread. I was looking to Wonder Bread, do something with that. And then I'm like, the Wonder Bread logo just fits perfectly by doing a chicken thinking. Just chicken wondering what's up. Just looking up in the skies. So yeah, that was simplistic yet fun. I really enjoyed doing that one. And then we got swigs. So we got the last big one that I have here for this stuff. Got stuff falling out now. Swig was a lot of fun. Because swig, you instantly think of Art Balthazar when you think swig. And I was rattling a bunch of things through my head. I was just going to make a thermos with a chicken on the side. I was going to go simplistic with something like that. And then I started sketching. I drew the chicken. Chicken drinking out of his drink, had to have a crazy straw. Because it's just, you can't have a fun drink theme if you don't have a crazy straw. And then I'm like thinking with the chicken, I'm like, I started him out, had the upper part. I'm like, well, let's put him in a computer chair. And then you got to have a computer desk. Let's put a computer on it. And why not make what we all see every time we watch famous cartoonist draws things or famous cartoonist says things and all that stuff. We watch that Art Balthazar show. And so I did that image. And I had to make it Art Balthazar instead of Art Balthazar. But you got him in his shop with his bench in the background. His current painting behind him that he's working on with the blue clouds and the lightning strikes on it and stuff. I figure, what the heck? It's stuff we're seeing right now. I figured that would be a perfect image to... And when I do those imageries like I did with the kid with the coloring book and stuff, I just do the colors just to make them pop so you get the idea of what you want. You got like the Electric Milk Creations logo in the top like he always has, his name, and then his cartoonist stuff down here and his little spinner racks behind him and stuff. I just basically highlight those colors just to make them pop out. He's got his big old thermos that he likes with his blue top and straw and all that stuff. So, yeah. I thought that was a fun little play on it, and Art actually liked it. I mean, liked that post at least. Didn't care for my other artwork. He liked that one. Only cares about what his name is on. And then, let's see, where were we at? That was swig. So next is weird, which every time I get a weird prompt, because last year I did the Archie Art Challenge, which I thought was in August. Did we do a separate one in October? No, I thought it was in August. But anyways, they had the weird prompt, and I did a weird science type thing with them also. But I always think of Chet with weird science every time I see a weird prompt. So I did Chet Chicken this time. And it's I love Chet. I miss Bill. Passed away way too young. But yeah, with the weird science logo, that was a lot of fun. Then on the back of this one, oh yeah, there's my first chicken that I started drawing, taking a swig, but he was too cut off. And then I started making one with a computer and playing with it, and ended up making this new one, the one that got colored, which I'm really glad I did. So then we got Happy. And when I think of Happy as far as a movie and stuff, this is one of my favorite animated, realistic and anime crossover movie type things that have come out. Definitely not for kids. Lots of swearing, lots of bad stuff in this show. But Happy is such an awesome little blue unicorn character. Lots of fun. So check that out if you're interested. But yeah, so I had to make a play on that one. And then we got Tombstone, which, yeah, I did think about Tombstone, the movie, and I thought about making a variety of chickens and the different type of outfits and stuff. crossovers, but instead I wanted to get another teaser for what's to come towards the end of this challenge, and I did a tombstone that's kind of tipped over with the old school zombie hand coming up out of the ground, yet this one is more of a plant hand looking thing coming out of the ground with the moon and the bat in the background. I like the way that came out. So I got a few teasers in for the final one, which I like doing, these little things that lead up to other things and stuff. I try and get a few of them in here. And day 26 was Cyborg, which, of course, I'm doing a Cyborg chicken. Oh shit, I'm just about out of time, so I'm going to have to end this soon, damn it. But yeah, I got Cyborg chicken. And then for Great, we did a Tony the Tiger looking. October is Great.